Hello, my name is Chad Patterson from a small town in north central Washington. I'm a pilot. I'm an aspiring bush pilot. I began flying in 2015. I started in a Cessna 172 with a 180 horse motor. I then stepped up to a Beechcraft Debonair, and then I bought this Cirrus SR22 a couple years ago, which I use mainly for transportation to and from work. I also use it with the family, but I live in a small town and I work in Seattle and Portland, so it allows me to travel back and forth. A couple years ago, I also bought a Carbon Cub SS, which I have basically fallen in love with. I don't have it here now because I had a metal contamination and the engine needed to be tore down and some parts replaced, and it is currently being put back together. I should say the airplane is being put back together, the motor's complete, and I have been in a pretty much depression since not having it. Airplane separation anxiety is real, and it's not something that you want to deal with. I love bush flying. I don't do it as a trade. I do it for fun. I fly with my friends. Love to land as short as possible in the backcountry. All sorts of stole flying. I learned to fly bush planes from a very good friend of mine who's been flying Cubs for years, and recently was able to go down and do some training with Kevin Quinn. Did his advanced backcountry course. Learned a lot, became very comfortable with my airplane. My goal is to get to a point where I am doing things with the plane without thinking about them. I'm getting there, but I still have a lot to learn. I learn every day. My plan with this YouTube channel is I have watched pretty much all the backcountry flying content that there is on YouTube, and I am always looking for more content. So I figured, why not get some cameras and give this a shot? I know absolutely nothing about YouTube, filming, editing, vlogging. I know nothing. So my plan is to bring you along as I'm learning all of these things and see how it goes. I will most likely be putting a video together of the break-in of my Cub when I get it back from the shop that's putting it back together. I also will have some videos of making an intro, and then just a ton of bush flying in general. That's what I love, and it's tons of fun. My goal is to show that it is not impossible for you to get into flying if you want to do it. Like I said, I started flying bush planes 2 years ago. I feel pretty confident. Like I said, I'm still learning, but it's not impossible. You can get into it for not a lot of money. You can buy an experimental, work your way up. There's a lot of ways to get into it, and I really, really recommend that if you're thinking about it, just do it. Go take some lessons. Get started. It's a great thing. It's really helped me in a lot of different ways. I'm also doing this to promote general aviation. General aviation is shrinking. I don't want to see it go away. I don't want to see airports closed down. It's a great thing, and over the last few years, or many years, it has been dwindling, and I want to see it come back. I think that the YouTube content and all of the people who are doing these YouTube videos and promoting aviation are helping bring it back. It really helped me. It really helped push me over the edge and go buy the bush plane and get into it. So general aviation needs more pilots. So go give it a shot if you're interested in it. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy my videos, and I'm open to suggestions. So comment and give me suggestions on what you want to see, what you like about my videos, what you don't. Like I said, I'm learning and bringing you guys along, all 14 of you subscribers. So I hope you like my videos, and more to come. Thanks. All right, well, it's been a couple weeks and I have my Cub back. The Blue Pearl is finally back in the hangar. I had an engine problem. I was making metal and I figured I would let you guys know what happened. I bought this airplane out of Louisiana. It had about 70 hours total on it, but it was 6 years old when I bought it. The airplane had not flown much in the previous 5 years. I think maybe 10 to 15 hours a year, which is not enough for an airplane engine. So I bought it with the idea that there could possibly be some corrosion in the engine that was going to need to be addressed at some point. I was watching the oil analysis really closely and cutting open the filters and inspecting the oil filters pretty thoroughly. What happened was I had been sending off the oil samples, getting them back. I got a sample back that had a little bit of elevated metal and iron, actually. And so we cut the filter open, which we do every time, and found a couple of little flakes, tiny little flakes. But it was enough to you know, raise some suspicions. So sent the analysis off. They said, you know, you're elevated, but you're okay. Flew it for another 30 hours, and then did the same thing. Cut the filter open, sent the analysis off. The analysis came back. You're still okay. But found a few more flakes, maybe 4 or 5, and decided to take the filter element, the paper part, and soak it in a jar of gas, a jar of avgas. Soaked it in there, pulled the paper element out, and then ran a magnet in there. When the magnet came out, it had a ball of metal on it that was just dust. And it was really interesting because when you ran the magnet over the filter element before we soaked it in gas, the oil would actually raise up off the paper. There was that much metal in it. So decided at that point it was time to tear the motor down. And here's what we found. If you can see, these lifters have some pretty bad corrosion and pitting on top, and it was only 2 of them, but it was really bad on these 2. And on the cam here, you can see there's some corrosion on the shaft, but the lobes, if you look at this lobe here, it's really sharp and how it should be, but the second lobe down, it's hard to see, but it is very rounded off and there's no point left on it. So I sent the engine off to Aerosport Power up in Kamloops, BC. They were able to get right on it, which I was very lucky. Had the engine back in about 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks. They replaced pretty much everything in the engine. New pistons, maybe did a few upgrades to the engine while we were in there. But yeah, it's running good, and the weather has been absolutely terrible here, so I haven't been able to go out and shoot any good footage. Really, all I've been able to do is stay in the pattern. I did one initial flight video where it was clear, but it was super bumpy. And I will show you guys that now, and I promise in the not too distant future, I will have some flying videos. I need to put a few more hours on the plane, and then I can get back to backcountry flying and doing what I love to do. So hope you guys enjoy. All right, here we are in Chelan. Today is the day. Was hoping to do my first flight in the Cub with the new motor, or rebuilt motor, yesterday, but as it turned out, the weather came in, low ceilings, and just wasn't feeling comfortable. So today is the day. It's a little windy down here, but we made it. The Cub's ready to go. I just gotta fuel it up, do my pre-flight, and we should be in the air soon. I'm really excited. I have been without my plane for almost 2 months, and it's killing me. So here we go. Alrighty, well, plane's fired up. We are taxiing for our first takeoff in the Cub with the new engine. Got some new landing gear from TK1, and also some new
double caliper brakes from Behringer, so got quite a few things we're testing out this morning and looking forward to it. Alrighty, we are getting ready to go. We're coming up to temperature. It is very windy, so it's going to be a very short takeoff. Alright, here we go. Chelan traffic, Cirrus 224, or Cub 8 Sierra Alpha, taking runway 20 for departure. Chelan. Bit of a climb going here. Chelan traffic, Carbon Cub 5180 Alpha off the runway 20. He's staying in the area, breaking in the motor. Alright, so it's looking like our initial break-in is done. Everything leveled off, got one cylinder that's running a little hotter than the rest, but that's always been my hot cylinder. And now the trick is, with the Cub, and how they want the break-in procedure is I need to carry a little power all the way down to the runway. With a little power, this thing doesn't really like to come down, so we'll be running a little fast here, but we will get it done. Be a long, slow approach into runway 20 Chelan. Chelan traffic, Cub 8 Sierra Alpha, left downwind, runway 20. Gonna be a really extended left downwind, still breaking in a motor here. Working my way down, so making a circle here. Chelan traffic. Well, that is exciting. Seems to be running pretty darn good. Nice this morning, but there is definitely some weather moving in. Supposed to get some pretty big snow next couple days. Slant traffic up 80 Alpha, be crossing the runway midfield, north to south, entering left downwind runway 20 Slant traffic. Man, it is so bumpy. Not a pleasant day in the air. Traffic, Hub 8 for left downwind, runway 20, land. Land traffic, Hub 80 Alpha, left base, runway 20, land. Land traffic, Hub 80 Alpha, final runway 20, land. We are way high, but watch this baby just come right on down. Barn doors. A bit of a crosswind.